Are you there? This is Tina Verhelst. This is my first YouTube video. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I've been working on a project that I'm doing, which is sympathy cards for a hospice, and they order them from me periodically. And as I was working on this, I thought, what a great idea, because I'm using some of the things that you normally cut off and throw away. So it's very ecological to use some of your scraps to make this card look like a border. Today I'm going to be using three colors. They're all Stampin' Up! Sahara Sand, Old Olive, and Purple Plum on our very vanilla cardstock. And the set that I'm going to be using is called the Butterfly Basics. It's a wonderful set. It has two different containers of some great stamps, and I love the Perfect Plum Butterfly that I cut out on the Big Shot. So the first thing that we're going to do to create this card is I'm going to take a piece of cardstock, and it is 2 3/4 inches by 4 1/4 inches, and I'm going to do the stamping. So I think we're going to move the camera down a little bit to see my stamping area. And the first thing that I'm going to do, I like to stamp it kind of sideways. I'm going to ink up my fern. This is a gorgeous, this image is just stunning. I just love this. And I'm going to ink it on an angle and then ink it another time. Don't ink it, just stamp, and stamp a third time right down there. So you get this beautiful kind of image of a kind of a falling fern. It's just really, really, really pretty. Kind of a collage type. I'm using the Sahara Sand next, inking that up, and I'm going to make sure that this flower head goes right next to that first darkest fern that I stamped. And so you can see the image again there. I'm just hold it up. And that's it for the stamping on this card. I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to be doing the greeting, and I'm going to use the greeting from this set. I love this greeting. It's called Sending Wishes Your Way. It can be almost any kind of wishes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink this up on the, I'm going to clean that a little bit to stamp it because I had it in a different color. And I'm going to do that on the Perfect Plum. And here you can see that I've taken my, I was doing a bunch of them, and I needed them 2 inches in length. So I kind of marked on the pink paper 2-inch intervals, and I can put a strip of 1 inch wide, very vanilla paper. And I very easily, I can stamp, and I put tape down at the ends also, the this removable tape, so that I can stamp it right in the middle of the 2 inches, and I'm not losing any, any paper at all. You can do a whole bunch of them. If you wanted to do 4 cards, boom, 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 I have them all done. So there you are. Then what I would do is cut one of them. I'm going to layer it onto a piece of paper. I'm going to cut this one off a little bit. This, I think I could draw it in, but just eyeballing it seems to work. I like to just put it right onto a piece of cardstock. Normally it has, it's a 1/4 of an inch bigger than the than what I had before. And what I'm going to feature today is this 2-way glue pen. I'm just going to adhere this with the 2-way glue pen. Normally I'd use the snail, but I have this out, and this is great for the strips. I'm going to be putting the strips on with that 2-way glue pen. Put this right on there. Trim it off with some scissors, and you have your greeting. Where I found my little scrap is now is the time to organize all your stuff. It's January, and one of the great things that I love to do is I have a hanging file right next to my craft area, and for all of the colors, I have a file, and this says Very Vanilla. So I'll have scraps and different pieces so that I can very easily grab whatever I want. So this little scrap came out of my Perfect Plum. Okay, we're going to put the card together. I have the normal size card. It's already cut and scored. You just take the 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper and cut it in half. I'm going to just fold it. I'm going to lay on there the sheet that we just stamped. I like to use the Tombow glue It's really very quick, very easy. And we're going to put this pretty close to the edge of the paper. It slides around a little bit, so in a way, when you're matching things up, it's better than using the snail, the adhesive tape. So we have that on there really nicely. I'm going to now take my strips of paper. Now this is what I was talking about. Instead of layering it like maybe you've done in the past, I just cut some of these strips that, you know, when you make your card layers, you have that extra 1/2 inch or 5/8 inch, usually 1/2 inch, and I'm going to be using these on the card. And the way I've been doing it, and it works so well, I take the two-way pen. All I do is just take a strip, put it down like this, pick up your strip, put it on there, and butt it up right against your card. Okay. And it's always hard to get it exactly even, so I cut my strips at 4 1/2 inches, so I have that 1/4 inch overhang, which I'm going to trim off later on. So we're going to do the other two. I'm doing a strip of the old olive. Same thing. I just put the glue on there, stick my old olive on. It's going to overhang a little bit. And then put on the last strip, which is the purple, the perfect plum. All right, there we go. And it's nice because I don't really have to worry, you know, is it even at the top? Isn't it even at the top? So when you're done with that, you can see the little strips at the top and the bottom, and I'm just going to turn this card over really quickly, trim them off, and it's going to look so professional. There you go. Your card is almost done. The last thing we're going to do is, I already have the butterflies punched out. I don't want to really go through that right now, but these are just the most beautiful framelits. And we're going to put a little bit of glue on here and just put it right down on the, and actually I want to put the greeting first. I do want to put the greeting first. I'm going to pop that up with dimensionals, put one on each side. I cut down the ones, I'm using the ones from the bottom of my strip right now because I'm almost done with that. And I'm going to kind of line that up with the corner here. So it looks really nice. And now I want to see where I want to put my butterfly. I have a little bit of the Tombow glue right on the base of the butterfly, and I want to put it on so that it's above the greeting, but I want that flower to show. And there we have the card. There you are. You can decorate it. You can put some more jewels on it. I want to thank you so much for joining me. I'll be doing another YouTube soon. You can visit my website at createwithtina.stampingup.net. Thank you so much for watching me. Bye now.